The only thing I knew about homeless was Lifetime TV, the drunk people, the bums, and we didn't look like that at all.
I grew up in a home. I never ever thought, and that's how I looked at it. I looked at people being homeless as a disease, and it's not.
I don't think any of them planned to be homeless. I think it happened. You know, there's people that are one medical emergency away from trouble financially.
There's no difference in that man that's homeless out there than me, you, and anyone else.
I could be them. I could be them.
This was probably one of the most crime-ridden neighborhoods in the city. Then that apartment building over there on the corner. That happened to be in 1996 the #1 apartment building in the city for 911 calls. I called personally 911 probably more times in my years here than people would in a lifetime. And the people here were sick of it. And they organized. We put together a purchase agreement to buy it for $350,000. We had to completely renovate that building. It was a wreck. We probably put another $500,000, $750,000 into it. There was a real excitement about getting this thing going. The name of it came to Zion Originated Outreach Ministry, Zoom. That's where the name came from.
Before Zoom House, it was difficult. It was beyond difficult.
I became homeless with my 2 kids after a domestic violence incident, and we literally lost everything in 30 seconds. The house, the car, the pets. I didn't know how to be homeless. I didn't know where to go.
The families are essentially in a state of crisis when they're in shelter. And so when they're finally able to secure housing, that's an excellent opportunity for them to address their other goals, whether that would be their health, their education, getting their children's education set up.
I felt so alone, but with interacting with Zoom, I'm not alone.
When they come into the program, I think it's wonderful that they have a supportive staff available where they can just come down and get their basic needs met and just have someone to listen if they're having a rough day.
I wanted my kids to remember what it was like to be homeless, so I started taking pictures of what it was like for us to be homeless. The collage is pictures of the different places we were homeless, and I wrote a poem about what that was like, and I take this collage and I show it at art shows. I want people to know what it's like first person from a mom and a kid being homeless, and I hope to break some of the stereotypes about homelessness and hopefully inspire people to help out.
I wasn't the type of person to get involved in a lot of these sort of activities, but I'm very glad that I did.
You're never bored here, and you always feel you're doing something that matters with people.
Our family was discussing what we were going to be doing for Christmas.
One way that we decided that we could all spend some time together was to come here and to cook for the holiday party. I think we have 2 turkeys, 2 hams, bushels of potatoes, loaves and loaves of bread to make stuffing. Then you have a bunch of other families coming in with big trays of cookies.
Some of our daughters make these little Jell-O molds.
The night before, I make the Jell-O. And so we have these star Jell-O molds.
And surprisingly, these little aluminum foil Jell-O molds, the kids just love them. We have a lot of fun doing it. You know, there's a lot of joking around in the kitchen and, you know, a lot of camaraderie.
Children are so good at expressing their joy. They don't stifle it at all. And if you want to see a room full of joy, it is when Santa arrives every year at the Zoom House. That is the most celebratory moment of my entire year.
Sometimes I wonder who's getting more out of it. Is the people that are on the receiving end or those of us that are giving?
I'd like to help something that's helping people. That feels good. I get more out of it than you do. That's the dirty little secret.
I wish I could give back, because if I could give 2, if I could give 10, 50, 10,000, $50,000, so that this organization could continue, I would do it at the drop of a hat. Because not only did I not want to suffer, I don't want anybody to suffer.
It's a feel-good place. It's a feel-good donation.
It doesn't take a lot to turn a situation around and turn somebody's life around and make the difference that can change their horrible situation into a new beginning, just like I had.
It helped change me as a person. It helped destroy the hate and the hurt from the situation and anguish and just bring out the real person, because now I feel like I'm Tim. Now I feel like I'm living again.